gonna go to Phoenix this Sunday, and I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble match.
I have owned this division. I am the man.
It's Talkamania.
This is Balor Club.
It's Rusev Day.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episodic adventure. It's Talkamania. I'm one half of Talkamania, Dez, here with my mother Canucker, J-Bum. Say hi, J-Bum.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm excited, man. I've got Royal Rumble coming up. It is the road to WrestleMania, man.
buddy.
Come on. Life is good.
I think it's the greatest pay-per-view of the year. Like, WrestleMania is special, but Royal Rumble is something else, man.
I'm pretty excited. I remember last year you came over with the wifey and we got really excited. We played some drinking games. I remember we were jumping up off the couch. When Nakamura pulled out the win, we were all excited. He threw Roman Reigns out in his ass. Come on, it was great. And from here on out, we got a lot to look forward to. And we're going to be here or be there in New Jersey for WrestleMania. Yep. So come on.
Yeah,
Come
buddy. It's a tougher one to call this year. Well, I guess we didn't see last year coming either. I would never have expected Nakamura and Asuka to pull it off, so.
I think people thought Nakamura was going to pull it off. I didn't think Asuka was necessarily going to do it. It seemed like it was too predictable. But last year was the year of Japan.
Yeah.
And, both failed miserably at WrestleMania.
They did.
And Nakamura, what's he been doing since? He's probably very well on his way out, or I don't know, who knows?
AEW.
Feel bad for the guy.
AEW?
Yeah, imagine that. What a signing that would be.
Would it, though? Would it be?
He could go back to New Japan, though, because he's been feuding on social media with a few of his old mates, so we'll see.
Running partners.
All right, guys, make sure, if you want to listen to Talkamania, you know where you can listen to us and hear us and follow us? Well, @_Talkamania. Also, for your podcastic kicks, listen to us on Podbeans, iTunes, Spotify. We're also on thechairshot.com. Check that out. Fullpresscoverage.com, The Daily Smart, Blog Talk Radio, and now bodyslam.net. We're all over the place, man.
Yeah, we're growing, man. We got some partners as well. World Wrestling Manager. Check him out on Twitter @WWManagerGame. And
download that shit.
Yeah, buddy. We also have a live event coming up this Sunday, January 27th, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Full Press Radio. We're going to be doing a Royal Rumble pre-show, so check that out. And also, tonight, we are putting in our predictions to go head-to-head with the two motherfuckers, Chris and Marty, over at Boot to the Face Podcast.
You want to fight? Bop, straight to the head. Boot to the face.
So we had a podcast run in last night. We called into their Blog Talk Radio show, and Chris upped the ante. Not only does the loser have to buy the other podcast merch off of Pro Wrestling Tees, but we have to wear them for a day during WrestleMania.
Yeah, you kind of committed me to that without consulting me.
Yeah, well.
That's how much I love you.
And
big jerk.
if you want to pick up your own Talkamania merch, check us out at prowrestlingtees.com/Talkamania. And another shout out goes out to Jason Broadwell. Follow him. He's got a new handle on Twitter. It's @JBTheJobber.
Yeah, you made it complicated for me. Jason Broadwell is so easy. Come on, man. Don't make me use my brain.
And finally, if you're into video games, we're into video games, and especially Dez, check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/Talkamaniacs.
Ooh, and be a Talkamaniac and follow us, brothers. I'm going to be finishing off Legendary Hunt soon. I just have to get one last Legendary Cougar or Panther. I think it's a Panther. It's the last final one you get once you've gotten them all. We're going to do that this week, and it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. So check that out. And I can't wait for these predictions. I can't wait for the Rumble. Boot to face is going down. Boot to the face. Boot to the face. That's what you're going to get. And I listened to your run-in yesterday. I was very proud. And Chris, I have to give you credit. You knew who the smarter mother Canucker is of the duo on Talkamaniac. So, high five.
I got 2 words for him. They're going down.
Oh, boy.
Before we get into this, I got some sad news, bro. Some sad news. I got stuck in that horrible weather. If anybody's paying attention to good old Canada, we have a crazy storm going on. I was about 3 hours north of Montreal on my way back from Quebec City, and my wife picked up our camera from the back seat. And I'm telling you, I went out and I bought a Canon 80D. This is like probably a $1,300 or $1,400 camera, and there was a bit of water on it. So I was like, oh shit. She pulled into the front seat, turned on its side, and the entire inside of the camera was full of water, and it just started pouring out. One of my kids dropped their, I guess, water bottle in the back seat right into the camera. The camera is smoked. It's done.
No way.
It's done, yeah.
So what happens now?
Well, we promised our fans and our listeners that we would be live vlogging every day during WrestleMania week while we're in New York, and this is how committed I am. It is in a bag of rice as we speak. If it's not dried out and functional by the end of this week, I will be purchasing a new camera.
If this works, I'm going to thank the Asians for the rice. I don't know. I'm going to have to.
I guess we can give thanks to Nakamura and Asuka for winning the Royal Rumble and bringing rice to...
And my wife.
Oh, your wife, yes.
Hey, it's because of her I can make these jokes and get away with it, right? So.
But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
That's heartbreaking. I mean, you must have been really pissed. Or really just... I bet your heart just sank into your pit of your stomach.
Today was the first day I didn't feel sick. But it is what it is. The lenses are still good. A lot of the accessories are still good. So I can buy just the body, and it's only $1,100 plus tax. So...
Did you keep your kids after this?
I can't blame my kids. I mean, I don't have a bag for it. I was like, I'm definitely buying a bag when we go to New York. So
you buy a $1,300 camera and you don't prepare? Come on.
No, I know. I don't even have I have a strap that goes around the neck, but I never carry it. But anyways, you live, you learn.
Wow. I can respect that. I would be blown at the fumes, man. But geez. Ouch, man. I got no words for you, man. I'm without speech.
What hurt even more was on the way back, the storm was so bad that we decided just to pull over and get a hotel. And the hotel cost me another $150 plus dinner that night at the hotel, which was $100. And then the next day, I got a soaked ass camera. So it was a pretty expensive 24 hours, but hey, shit happens. Royal Rumble is here. I'm with my pal Dez. Let's get this shit rolling.
Well, before we do, I want to tell you a little short story that I had this past weekend.
Oh, okay.
It's not $1,300, but it wasn't cheap. So my lady has been wanting a desk for her room. She moved into my house, I gave her own room. She's got a nice office area, but she wants a desk that she can work on. And I'm telling her to keep her eye open, but she really wants it. And she woke up this weekend and she said, "Honey, today's the day. I think today I'm gonna find that desk." So she had me drive me all the way to Brossard, which is a good, 30, 40 minutes away. And when we got there, we went through all the different stores to see what she liked. She didn't really like anything, and she didn't want to commit to anything either if she didn't really feel like her heart was into it. And I totally support her for that. So in the end, she didn't get the desk. So we went all the way there for nothing. Whatever, it is what it is. We spent a nice day together. As I'm walking to my car, I noticed one of my tires is blown out.
Ooh.
Flat, completely to the ground. And I'm like, oh, crap. Well, what do I do? My mechanic's like an hour away. He charges dirt cheap. And it's the weekend, so he's not going to see it until Monday. I can't drive back. I'm going to ruin the rim. What do I do? Well, luckily, I was in a shopping mall complex, and Canadian Tire was right by.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, but Canadian Tire is the biggest ripoff there is.
They're all bad.
But look, I had no choice, right? So I get there, I'm like, look, it's 4 o'clock. I close at 5. I'm like, can you take a look at it? And they're like, well, we might not have enough time. I'm like, I can't drive on this. What am I going to do? So take a look at it. And they're like, yeah, it can't be fixed. And we can't put your spare on because apparently the spare that was left in your back isn't a right match for the tire. Exactly. So I basically had to get the tire changed. But they're like, look, we noticed that like 2 of your other tires are completely bald. And they're not even all the right sizes because I slutted it up last year being lazy. And they literally said, we can't change it unless we change all of them because they won't go by their standards, right? They won't. Yeah. Exactly. $536
Ooh.
after.
Fuck.
Yep. So not only did my lovely wife not get her table, well, I'm $536 poorer from the whole event. So it's not $1,300.
Still a rough weekend for the boys.
Yeah, Talkamania. It was a little bit of it's Canada, man. It's life in Canada.
So on that note, guys, prowrestlingtees.com/Talkamania. Buy some merch. Let's put some money back in our pockets. Let's get that camera. Let's get those tires so we can make it to New York.
Well, you know what, though? In hindsight, I'm actually happy it happened that weekend, because imagine it happened this weekend when I was driving down to see you for Royal Rumble.
Oh, no.
So, again, I'm kind of an advocate on things happening for a reason. And if it didn't happen that weekend, it probably would have happened this weekend. I would have been stuck on the side of the road. I wouldn't have made it down for our live show. So,
that would have been bad.
Is what it is. All right, guys, let's get the show on the road. More positive. It's the Road WrestleMania, and Talkamania is here with you to get this shit done.
All right. Well, you said positive. I don't know how positive this is going to be, because our first topic is lack of storylines heading into what we call the best pay-per-view of the year. But for WWE, it's probably their second most popular. But either way, man, I mean, we got Sasha Banks versus Ronda Rousey. It's super new. It's 3 weeks old. And recently, Sasha Banks had mentioned in an interview that WWE has too many pay-per-views, and the lack of real storylines heading into Royal Rumble is proof that statement holds merit. So I just got to see what you feel. Like, are you interested in any of the storylines going into this pay-per-view?
I agree that there's been a lack of development of storylines. I mean, Sasha Banks being thrown with Ronda, it was done last minute. Even she said herself, she didn't even know. She was heading into the whole tag team thing, and all of a sudden she came in, she's like, you're going to be wrestling Ronda. And I'm sure she's like, awesome, I'm thrilled to do it. It's going to be great for her. But, they keep changing things on the whim. The story development, the storylines themselves, ain't so great. I mean, a lot of people could be complaining about this. Sasha, is she a heel? Is she a face? That's what a lot of people are saying, and it's still not quite clear. And then we have Ronda, who's been really soft and weak, then comes in this week and says, well, I don't owe you anything. But, I don't know. We did see, however, Ronda technically eat her first loss this week.
Yes, that's true. That's very true.
Now, you can say what it is. Natty is the one that tapped out, but, they obviously made a point of it. Sasha called it out on social media, and they're counting it as her first loss. So to me, this is as close as you can get, because if you look at the recipe that WWE usually does, is on the go-home show, whoever loses usually wins. Right. So this is as close as you get to Ronda Rousey losing on the go-home show. So it'll be through Natty. Okay, fair enough. But that makes me think even more that she's smoked meat come Sunday. If anybody didn't think she was already not smoked meat, I mean, all the Sasha fans and smarks or stans, this is the new stupid terminology I absolutely hate. Every time I see that on social media, I'm a stan of this person. Like, shut up, man.
Poor Mark and
Stan.
Stan. Jesus Christ.
Come on. But no. This could have done a lot better. I think if it was just like a serious, like maybe, I don't know, I just want to see a challenge, two competitors trying to be the best. And it just seems like a catty storyline to me. So, it really the build-up hasn't been that great. But we did get a shot of Sasha's booty on Raw this week, which was
nice.
all right.
Yeah, that was quite nice. But
she had the nylons on and the skin-colored G-string, but I mean, you use your imagination, folks.
I'll take what I can get. But yeah, 3-week build heading into Royal Rumble. We have the same thing with Brock Lesnar and Finn Balor. It's 2 weeks old? We just got the storyline given to us. There's really not much context between the two wrestlers other than Finn being booked as this huge underdog. And up until this past week on Raw, I was convinced Finn Balor was going to win. But I don't know, man. After this week's Raw, the way that things were treated, can't see it happening anymore.
I was never convinced Balor was going to win this. And also, I thought maybe if Balor came in as the demon, but in an interview this week, he literally confirmed he will not be the demon at Royal Rumble.
Swerve?
So,
Swerve?
Spoiler. But yeah.
Swerve?
It could have been, I guess, more exciting to have Demon versus Beast. But I guess if he was going to do that, they would have taken more time to build that up and be their driving point. I really think they should have.
Yeah.
I think they missed an opportunity in doing so, even if you're going to have him lose regardless. But, whatever, it is what it is. Maybe he's just throwing us off and we will see it. I think it'll be fantastic one way or the other. But yeah, going back to your point, I mean, they've just been throwing things together with 2 or 3 weeks left to the Royal Rumble. And a lot of us were saying, well, Braun Strowman, he's not cleared, or they don't want to make him look weak again, having another loss against Brock Lesnar because Brock Lesnar is slated to win. I think it's more that case. But then this week we saw Braun Strowman clearly is cleared to wrestle because he wrestled Finn Balor. And then going back to our recipe where, Ronda Rousey, came as close as she could to lose. Same thing with Braun Strowman. I mean, he came as close as he could to lose. He was all set up to get the coup de grace. Lesnar came in, gave Balor the F5, caused a disqualification after the over-the-head, belly-to-belly on the outside didn't cause a disqualification. I mean, whole kinds of chaos and nonsense and BS was going on during this match. What's up with that?
Yeah, what's
I
up
gotta
with
say.
that?
But I'm kind of learning to not think too much about it because it's a WWE. They don't always make sense, and they usually don't. But Balor, that was Balor's win this week. Made him look strong. He was going to beat Braun Strowman. And Lesnar came in, gave him the F5. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that Balor's getting this opportunity, and he's going to put on a good match. I hope his stock rises after this as well, too, moving forward. But, the lack of build is there.
Lack of build is there, that's for sure. I mean, the only way I could see this happen, I mean, no, not the way I see it can happen, but Brock Lesnar doesn't need the title on him going into WrestleMania to be a draw. Braun Strowman could technically cause Brock Lesnar this match at WrestleMania.
Sure.
Finn
and then they
Balor-
have a grudge match at WrestleMania
That's
or something
it.
like that, right?
They could have a grudge match at WrestleMania. It would
Yeah.
be just as big of a draw. And then you put more attention on Finn Balor with the championship. The fans are happy. And then that match becomes bigger. His match becomes elevated on the grandest stage of them all.
But then who does he face off at WrestleMania?
The winner of the Royal Rumble. But we'll get to that.
Oh, thanks, champ.
Yeah. Did you notice the slip? Was it Phillips? He said that the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble is going to face the champion at WrestleMania in the main event. Now, I don't know if there's any underlying context to that or if he just slipped and fucked up, but I did notice.
I wouldn't read too much into it. WWE usually they'll name like 1 or 2 matches main events, especially during WrestleMania.
Yeah. Anyways, we got Asuka and Becky. That too, as much as people love everything going on with Becky, and so do I, and you love Asuka, and I like Asuka, and all that kind of crap, it's still short. It's still a 3-week build, really, between the two of them. They've never fought before, so they're kind of doing an okay build with them, just...
It's a bit lazy, though.
Yeah.
I just feel like the go-home... man... First of all, Chris Rucker, I gotta slap you, boy, for making Becky go after my girl Asuka. I saw you put up that tweet asking her to lay SmackDown on Asuka, and she did. So I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm gonna have to send Asuka after you, and I don't know, maybe lay one into you. But yes,
like that.
the build, yeah. I'm actually jealous. I want her to lay one into me. But Asuka, Becky Lynch, I find that the buildup has been a bit lazy, I guess you could say. Now, Becky spits fire on social media. You see the comments she leaves for people. I don't know if it's because she can do her own thing, like she comes up with her own material. Then on SmackDown, she's limited.
For sure.
But, man, the tweets she comes out with are fire. But then when I see her take the mic, it's just, it's not terrible. But I want to see that clever, that wittiness, that, sticking it to people. And I thought it was very mediocre. Obviously Asuka cut a promo this week.
There's no back and forth, though, in her defense.
It was just a brawl. But and it's like the whole brawl being torn apart, it's done every month before a pay-per-view. Remember when Becky was taking kendo sticks and beating the tar out of people and chairs and all? Do that with Asuka. Let's continue this shit, man. I want to see these guys have a real serious personal match at Royal Rumble. I don't know. I just felt like it was a bit lackluster.
It's hard for it to get personal and be good on the mic because it's one way. Asuka's mic skills are very, very weak. Well, not weak, but her English isn't great or good.
No,
so
to say the least.
She can't get that back and forth going on. That's why they implement Charlotte all these times. I mean, people are saying, oh, Charlotte has to be in every freaking segment. Well, the thing is that Becky needs somebody to go back and forth with because Asuka can't do it.
Well, that's why Charlotte just shows up out of nowhere, right? It was like, where does Charlotte come from? Clearly, I think there's a reason for this. There's got to be, other than them trying to find a spot for Charlotte that week. But yeah, they threw her in, And yeah, Asuka just can't cut a promo. It's funny because my wife, who's from Japan, speaks fluent. It's her first language. Half the time she's like, I can't even understand what the crap she's saying because the way she speaks is very very slang and very kind of ghetto Japanese. I guess you could say she's from Osaka, and they're kind of known to have that kind of that kind of Japanese. So half the time she's kind of saying vulgar stuff like, I'm gonna kick your ass. Don't step to me. I'm gonna kick your ass. You think you're tough. Blah, blah, blah. It's basically just like threats and idle threats and stuff like that too. So even her Japanese promos aren't that fantastic. But
so she sucks on the mic.
Her mic skills are her weakest point. I will cut it that. When she makes a little expressions and stuff like that and dances, she's adorable. But stay off the mic, honey.
If you want to talk about bad builds, the worst one of them all is the Bar versus the Miz. You've mentioned it numerous times.
This one frustrates me.
Shit, I just said the Miz. I didn't even credit Shane O'Mac, but they haven't even had a tag team match yet. And
I know that's what frustrates me the most. These guys are number one contenders, and they've not had one tag team match. And every time I'm like, oh, they'll probably do it next week. Well, they'll do it next week. And this week I'm like, well, it's a go home show. They're gonna have to have one match. Hopefully Shane can hold it together and not sweat too much to be able to put one match out. No. It's the Miz 2 weeks in a row. And usually they have the tag team switch, right? So it'd be like Sheamus versus The Miz.
Yeah.
And then this week it'd be Shane versus Cesaro. But no, Miz is doing double duties, takes on Cesaro. Cesaro picks up an impressive win. I like when Cesaro picks up wins, so I'm all for that. But still, no Shane O'Mac. And then the Bar takes it to them and puts them through a table. Makes them look really weak.
It's just every story, every build is the same. It's just, we don't like you. Not even we don't like you. We're going to beat you. No, we're going to beat you. There's no personal vendettas against one another other than AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. But I feel like it's just falling flat.
Well, on the point of the Bar and the Miz and Shane McMahon, I did like the bro kick this week. It looks like he knocked the crap out of Shane McMahon. It was nasty.
Yeah, that's it.
But I just feel that, we're trying to help tag team wrestling in the WWE. It's been a sore point forever. And now we have the Bar taking on a tag team that's not even a tag team. All this is to fuel this match at WrestleMania that these two are going to be involved in. But then now we know the Bar is going to lose. I mean, at least that's my prediction. They're going to lose a Royal Rumble. So not only are you going to have them lose to a joke team at the Royal Rumble, remember WrestleMania last year? They lost to Braun Strowman and Nicholas. Like, what are you doing to the Bar, man?
Pretty low. That bar is pretty low, my friend. But yeah, I mean, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, I mean, that's the only one that's got a bit of traction as far as it goes for like a deeper storyline. It's gone on the longest out of all of the matches going into Royal Rumble.
Is it deep though? Like, it's probably my least committed storyline and match into Royal Rumble. Like, I think Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles can tear it up. They'll put on a good match.
Will they?
But the whole storyline itself, like, I was excited when McMahon was like, "Where's the real AJ Styles?" And then he slaps him and he's like, "Yeah," like,
and then he's gone.
AJ and then what happened? Where is he now? Like, nothing's changed. He's just nothing. He doesn't really cut promos. He's just sitting there. Well, he does cut promos, but like nothing's changed. He's not like, I want to see John Cena, that AJ who was just trolling and he was like a heel that didn't care. Like, I liked him as a heel, and if they could both be like nasty to each other, like, I don't know. Like, I like Daniel Bryan as a heel. He's pulling it off. He's entertaining. I like how he was like, he didn't want to go in the ring, and McMahon's like, "Shut up, get in the ring. I've had it with you," and that was fun. But I just give me more than being a vegan, and
so
being,
surface.
That's it. It just seems. I don't know, man. I haven't been invested in this one, but I'm going to be excited for the match. I think these guys will put on a good match. I just think the storyline around it,
One of the longer builds, and I'm surprised that we got it on SmackDown. Mandy Rose versus Naomi. I think they should have saved this for the Rumble, even if they would have put it on the pre-card. Maybe it's a time constraint thing. I don't know what it is, but to have,
you also got to fill those slots at the Rumble, right? You got to put them all in that.
They can.
The Rumble.
Well, I don't understand why you can't have a match and then be in the Rumble.
But then you're going to pick and choose because some will and some won't.
No, but who cares? Who cares? There's no logic in WWE.
Well, I'm telling you, will Rusev and Nakamura be in there? Will the Bar be in there?
They should
will
all
the Miz
be in there.
Will Shane be in there? They won't.
Well, maybe not Shane. But like, I'm watching Royal Rumble 92. Roddy Piper wins.
I get you. Don't compare it to 92. 92 is the glory days.
I know, but Jesus. Piper wins the IC championship. He's in the Rumble. He's in the Rumble for like 35 minutes. It's more of a story
That's amazing.
for that pay-per-view. Anyways, it just frustrates me.
I love the old school Rumbles, man. They were
so good. But Mandy Rose Naomi, I mean, what a shitty finish on SmackDown.
I know, she throws her into the corner, she bumps her head, and then she just pins her. I thought she was gonna hit a finisher. Do a finisher, do something.
Knee her, hit her head, and then do your Mandy Rose knee. Throw it.
And then Uso comes in and is like, "Oh, hey, baby," and it didn't even. I don't know, man. It's just done. And did you notice when they went back and showed the battle they had in the hotel room? The commentator, and the way they produced it was like Temptation Island.
Well, yeah,
they're really committed with this whole Temptation Island thing. Yeah,
music.
Oh man.
And it was a woman's voice, I think. I think it was the woman who narrates Temptation Island.
I thought it was a man, but I probably also didn't care enough to even care to see if it was a man or it was just.
All right, well, we got to talk about some potential Royal Rumble match finishes. They're not our predictions. We'll save those for later in the episode. But there is so much potential to how this Royal Rumble could end, how they're going to pave the road to WrestleMania. You listed in our notes that the two favorites you had going with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. My two favorites for winning the Rumble, and it all depends on what happens in the other matches on the card. It depends on the order. I wish we knew the order of the card, because if Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey go before the Women's Rumble, I think one of the two of them are the favorites to win.
Interesting, because I know Ronda Rousey's been saying and being quite vocal that she feels she hasn't proved herself as a WWE superstar until she is in a Royal Rumble. So I think she really wants to be in this match. So there is a possibility that maybe her match will go on first so she can be in the Rumble. But do you put her in the Rumble and then risk her being eliminated? Well, maybe. You can keep playing on the whole 4 horsewomen and then you can get her eliminated. I think she's okay to be thrown over the rope at this point, and people will get over it. It's not a pin. It's not a submission.
I think people get over that.
Yeah, so maybe she will. And it'll be a great way to drive the 4 horsewomen.
Well, you could get all 8 women in the ring at the same time. Well, Becky wouldn't be there, though.
Yeah, that could be cool to do that as well, too. So we'll see how that one plays out. But with Becky, too, I mean, let's say she takes on Asuka, and whether she wins or loses, she ends up in this match as well, too. Hey, man, the favorite to win the Women's Royal Rumble, a lot of people were saying Charlotte. There is a good chance.
Yeah, she's on the list.
There's a good chance Becky's going to be in this Royal Rumble as well, too. Who knows? Who knows what can happen? That's the great thing about the Royal Rumble itself.
We also have the potential of John Cena making it in. I'm still sticking with the idea that John Cena could pull this off and could go to WrestleMania versus Daniel Bryan and get that 17th title.
I like that. We talked about that last week. I thought it was a creative idea, having the Bellas involved and having him go against Daniel Bryan. I think it could be the perfect person to win it off of. I think it'd be great. I don't want him winning a Royal Rumble, however. I wouldn't mind it just being the match at WrestleMania that he has. But there's also that rumored match between him and Drew McIntyre, which I would have been down for. Yep. However, a big thing about John Cena is we have this whole ankle injury that he's selling, right?
Bullshit.
We don't know if it's true or not. Chances are it's bullshit. I watched it over. There's nothing really major that, Drew McIntyre did. He had him in the ankle lock, and then he kind of just twisted it when he rolled out of it, but nothing major. So I think it's a work. And what I'm reading is they had a big match planned for John Cena, and that was going to be against Lars Sullivan from NXT.
Yep.
And they've been plugging the hell out of this guy way before they announced the other NXT call-ups, right? So we have yet to see Lars Sullivan. They don't even talk about him anymore. And I'm sure a lot of you read on the internet, Lars Sullivan had a really large anxiety attack, and he suffered from anxiety. So he basically went to the main roster and was like, fuck this shit. And he couldn't do it. So they sent him home. I guess he's taking his meds or anti-anxiety therapy or whatever it is. And they still plan to push him. They still plan him to be there. I think Triple H just said today or yesterday that the plan is still to go ahead with him. So will he still have that match with Cena?
Will he be in the Rumble?
Who knows? Will he be in the Rumble? Yeah, he very well could be in the Rumble. I wouldn't be surprised if he is. Probably will be. And then Cena having an ankle injury, will that mean he's not in the Rumble? Because I know he's slated to go film a movie for the starting, I think, February through the beginning of April. So he won't be around for a while. So it kind of comes down to, what their plans are for Cena. Is he going to be in the Rumble? And maybe the ankle injury is a way to kind of be like, well, he lost at the Rumble, but he had an injury.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Or if he can't make it,
too.
or if he can't make it for scheduling conflicts, they have their out. What about potential returns or surprises? I mean, we got guys we haven't seen for a while. Bray Wyatt, Kevin Owens, who's supposed to be almost soonish ready to come back. We have news that Abyss is coming to WWE. Will he be in the Rumble?
No way. He will never. Honestly, I will eat. Okay, think about what I have to eat here because if I have to eat it, I want to make sure it's tasty. I will eat some cat food. I guess I could do that.
Okay, I'm marking that one down.
If Abyss comes to WWE, which he's a diehard TNA ride for life, so I don't think so. And he's an older dude too.
I'm saying he'll be in the Rumble.
No, I don't think he's gonna. I don't think so. I think that would make sense.
So what's gonna make you eat cat food? The Rumble or him coming to WWE in general? Like signing?
Any capacity, even if he's in the Rumble or whatever.
What if he signs with WWE but not as a superstar?
If he signs to WWE like a year from now, then
no. I'm saying like in the coming weeks, if he signs to help in developmental, let's say, are you eating cat food?
You mean he's gonna help coach, or he's gonna be on TV?
No coach.
Eating
No
pins?
TV. No TV.
Sure, why not? Just for all of you guys listening at home, why not? Let's do it. Talkamaniacs. I'll eat some cat food.
What about Matt Hardy? You think he's coming back in the Rumble?
Yep. I think he can definitely make an appearance in. He's an easy person to insert in those spots. We have about 9 spots that haven't been taken, so there's not too many, I guess, room to put people into. I think Sami Zayn might come back. I think he's more ready than Kevin Owens. I know I talked about Kevin Owens, and I was like, I'm putting Dez's stamp of approval. He will be at the Rumble. I'm not so sure now. I know, I'm sorry. But I read some interviews and stuff, and he may not be ready to come back actually until after WrestleMania. I will say that he'll be there for WrestleMania. I would put like my double stamps on that. He'll definitely be there. But Royal Rumble, he may not. Maybe he will. I would love it. See a nice slim Kevin Owens coming in and kicking some ass. There's been rumored actually that The Rock could win the Royal Rumble.
Oh my god!
And if they pulled this one out, it would be cool because we're going to WrestleMania. I wouldn't mind seeing The Rock. But at the same time, they've hid this very well. If that ends up being the case,
it would be huge if his music hits. If you smell.
We have Kane. Kane will probably inevitably be there.
Oh God.
He's always got to be involved. Taker, I don't know. I don't think he's going to be there. He comes in for that kind of match. People are going to expect him to win unless you're building up his match for WrestleMania. And then we have some NXT possibilities.
Yeah.
Gargano, he could be in there. Aleister Black. Pete Dunne was there last year. Adam Cole as well, too. Maybe Ciampa. He might deserve it. He's had a good year. But you know what? You know who I think is going to be an entrant? And I honestly really, really will put my prediction out there that I strongly believe he will be in the Royal Rumble. The Velveteen Dream.
Ooh. Oh, you think this whole thing is a swerve?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he's basically vocalized and says he's not happy. He's been stealing the show at every NXT takeover, and now he's not even on the card at Phoenix.
Shit, you're right. You're
so
right.
He's not going to wrestle for NXT until he can work out something. I think this is going to be it. I don't know if it's a main roster call-up, but he'll definitely be there, and I think the roof is going to fly out. They have a roof in the stadium?
I don't know if they do.
But if there is a roof or an imaginary roof, it'll blow off the stadium.
You got to think guys like EC3 are going to have their debut in the Rumble as well.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. EC3 is going to be there, and maybe he'll talk, maybe he won't.
Speaking,
what is this? You see Dana Brooks like trying to talk to him, like, "What do you do with your carbs?
He's mute. He's
water?
mute.
And he's just like,
he's like that dude on what's that game, Sims, where he's like. Speaking of
Sims.
Speaking of the guys in NXT, let's talk a little bit about all the updates that's happening with WWE's new era. Like you mentioned, EC3 is mute. We saw Lacey Evans make her, I guess, presence felt. I wouldn't call it a debut, but she does have that. She did have presence. I thought it was pretty well done. She hit herself in the head with the microphone. Go back and watch. I know she fucked that up, but whatever.
She grabbed the mic from Alexa Bliss and clocked herself in the head. Her hat fell down. Honestly, cool. I'm down for bringing up new talent. Lacey Evans would have been my first pick. I'm just not looking forward to a couple weeks of her beating a jobber.
She's not done it yet.
But
let's not assume.
But I just want that to be over with because I know we have to go through that. Same thing with Lars Sullivan. He's going to come in. He's going to squash. And it's just a segment every week where I'm like, bathroom. And I don't know.
How is
Evans,
Lacey Evans' in-ring ability?
she's not bad. She's all right. I don't think she's top tier, but she has potential. I think there's something that she has that the WWE is looking for. But my whole thing about this, appearance on Raw was Alexa Bliss, right? Kind of saying, "Hey, I'm back at the Royal Rumble." I thought she was going to say that initially, but she didn't. And then when she did, I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess she did, and that's awesome." But why didn't they say that for the Rumble? It could have been an extra little surprise.
Yeah,
Alexa
sure.
Bliss comes out and people are like, "Oh yeah, she's back! Awesome! Woohoo!" Okay, but then they let us know on Raw. They spoil it, which maybe they want people to tune in or whatever. But then literally as soon as she announces it, Lacey Evans just comes in, grabs the mic, and says, "I'm gonna be in it too. I'm a lady." And it's like, dude, way to put the kibosh on.
Yeah, but I like that.
Alexa's announcement.
I like that. They don't need Alexa to have any more spotlight than she already does. She's over as fuck. And I thought Lacey Evans did a good job. I think it was good timing. I did think it was one of the worst women's promos in a long time until that point.
Every year the Royal Rumble's like, "I'm gonna win. No, I'm gonna win. No, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win." And the one thing they didn't do this year that they do every year is Raw ends with everybody in the ring battling each other at once. I was so sure they were gonna do that at some point this week, but they didn't. So I'll give a little bit of a for that.
Even having Nikki Cross in that promo, I felt hurt her character a bit. It was just she doesn't fit that mold. Why have a crazy girl participating in this I'm gonna win crap with Alexa Bliss sitting on a table? I don't know. It was just shit until Lacey Evans came out. So that's maybe why I think her debut was decent.
Lacey Evans, you're digging her?
I'm digging her.
All right.
I'm digging her. And out of all of the NXT call-ups, other than Lacey Evans right there, I'd have to say Heavy Machinery, their match, yeah, it was a squash. But at least it was against the Ascension and not just some locals. But dude, that guy doing the worm.
The Ascension, they're the Caterpillar, first of all. Get it right, bro. And
whatever.
Development talent. That's what the Ascension is now. Poor guys.
But I like Heavy Machinery.
Yeah, the match was okay. I think the Dozer dude, Otis, he's definitely going to be the popular one of the two of them. I like Corey Graves says he's as tall as he is wide.
He's not that tall though.
No, I mean he's pretty wide though.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. The guy's it's pretty funny. But the other guy doesn't have, I don't know, he doesn't really seem to have a great look, but I don't know them too well.
He's going to be the Marty
Maybe it'll be
Jannetty.
exciting.
He'll be the Jannetty.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you're going to call the other guy Shawn Michaels? Come on, man.
No, but you know what
the only difference they have is the hairline, the receding hair. That's about it.
No, but what they say is that every tag team has its Jannetty, and, well, I think that other dude, because I don't know his fucking name.
People like Otis, right? So they're going to be and they find him fun and he's exciting and he'll be a cool tag team. They'll win the tag team titles. I mean, it'll help tag team wrestling hopefully resurrect. And I'm hoping that's the case here.
We saw Apollo Crews getting more TV time, which is part of this new era. The flex off, I thought it was I know they've done it a lot of times, but Apollo Crews is a mini version of Bobby Lashley. So it was kind of cool.
Is that racist? I don't know. I just kind of feel like that's racist.
He's just a smaller version of Bobby Lashley.
Right.
He's jacked.
Right.
He's huge, but he's smaller than Bobby. But I thought it showed off his personality, and I like Apollo.
They're really trying to show off his personality, and it's good that he's getting this chance to kind of show his personality. I don't think he's had that chance to kind of do his own thing and be his own person. So yeah, I like it too. I know a lot of you are like, Apollo, really? I don't expect him to win the Intercontinental Championship. No. I don't. He's definitely a transitional challenger, I guess you could say.
Well, I don't
but
know.
you know what? Let him have this run. Maybe he'll do good. Maybe he'll impress us.
His in-ring is great.
His in-ring is great, but he always has one or two bad botches a match. Be it his fault or somebody else's, it just seems like they follow him wherever he goes.
When he picked up that little dude, I always forget his name.
Leo Rush, man.
His hand was a la Sasha Banks, straight up his asshole, man. But I know what you're saying. We also saw the Revival get another shot at the Tag Team Championships. And to tell you the truth, man, I think everyone's buying into this bullshit hype. Because if you're a fan of the Revival these days, you're almost anti-WWE. You're almost we talked about it last week, like a pro wrestling hipster. And honestly, I don't think these guys have anything to complain about. I mean, they knew going into WWE that the tag team division was shit. It's not taken seriously. Did they think that their presence was going to change that? And Jesus, what more do they want? They're a focal point of Raw every week.
I hate these tag teams that go into the main roster and immediately think they're going to win the tag team titles.
Who cares about
now,
winning championships?
I know you make the whole argument like, what are you talking about? The Revival's been there for a long time now, and they haven't won the tag team titles, and they keep losing opportunities and keep getting screwed. Yeah, they do. But man, imagine when they finally do win it. Like, this is the ultimate chase. These guys are on the ultimate chase. How long? When's the last time you can remember? Maybe Mick Foley or Daniel Bryan? You know, it's been a long time since you've seen people making that chase, and I kind of like it for one. I also think that they're overrated.
Big time.
I'm not a huge Revival fan. The wrestling, they're kind of like, we're traditionalists. Bring back tag team wrestling. Yeah, they're kind of a traditionalists. They got like a little bit of a gut hang in there. Like, you can see it jiggle a little bit when they're wrestling. Like, they're nothing special to me. And this is just my opinion. You guys could like the Revival if you want. That's awesome. To me, they don't stand out. But I don't think they're terrible either. And I think they're going to get their tag team titles. Guys, I know they asked for the release like a week ago or so. Like, McMahon's not gonna be like, okay, stick around. We don't want you going into AEW, and give us some time. We'll put you there. And then the week after they give them the tag team titles, is McMahon gonna do that? Hell no. Come on. I think he's a little bit more stubborn, and he doesn't care. He's not gonna sit there and give them what they want because they're asking to leave. And what kind of message is that gonna send to the rest of the locker room? Oh, I just have to say I'm leaving for AEW and they're going to give me what I want. Hell no.
I think it's bullshit. I don't think they asked for it. I don't see how they could have asked for it and then McMahon puts them on TV the next week.
Well, they've been on TV every week. And I think this is kind of McMahon's way of compromising. Saying, oh, you want your release? You want to be in the WWE? Well, I don't want to lose you, especially to the Young Bucks and the AEW, because they're probably one of the tag teams that they probably want. They've been feuding back and forth forever. Well, no, don't worry. We'll take care of you guys. Just please be a bit more patient. We'll put you on TV, another tag team title match, but you're not going to win, because who would I be to, cave in and give you what you want week one? I think they're going to get the tag team titles. Now, look, we saw Kurt Hawkins be the special referee. I think he did a great job. I liked him in that position. He called it down the middle. He called them on a lot of shady shit that they shouldn't have been doing. And then he got the beat down. And then you had Zack Ryder run down, save his ass, reuniting the Edgeheads, which is pretty cool.
Is it a reuniting of the Edgeheads?
I have to imagine they're like, Zack Ryder's done nothing forever. Curtis Hawkins, he has lost forever. So let's put them together as a tag team. They teased it a few times in the past and fans have liked it. And I think putting them together could be fun. It gives them both something to do. Part of me is kind of like, oh, geez, like Kurt Hawkins is going to get his first win. I don't know how I feel about that.
You should get it over the Revival. Fuck the Revival.
Yeah, it could be good too. So like, maybe they're going to feud for a bit, but then what about the tag team? I don't know. But it's something. But like, relax, guys. If you're fans of the Revival, it's going to happen. In worst case, if it doesn't, they go to AEW and put on some amazing matches there. So chill out, man.
But I don't understand this. If you're a fan of the Revival, they were nowhere on TV. They've been on TV for the last, 5 or 6 weeks.
Straight, yeah.
They've been...
They had a promo with McMahon backstage this week.
They've been talked about on social media. If I'm a fan of a wrestler, I don't need to see that wrestler win. I just want to see that wrestler in storylines. Like, it's their shtick that they're getting screwed. It's their shtick that they can't win.
That's it, man. It's the hunt. It's the chase.
But it's a shitty chase. I get that. It's not like a legitimate chase where you're like, they're the underdog and everyone's rooting for them like they were with Daniel Bryan. But it's like, it's something. They have a storyline. There's a lot of tag teams on the main roster that don't have what they have. So I just think that they're being, self-righteous pieces of shit.
Hey, would you rather be the AOP win the titles and then lose them 2 weeks later and then
there
disappear into nothingness?
Perfect example. Mustafa Ali, the push continues. We saw a sweet, I don't know if you want to call it a vignette or a promo, but it was pre-recorded, and WWE needs to do more of this. If this is a sign of things to come with the new era, I'm all about it.
Yeah, I like this. Mustafa Ali got a great, I'll call this one a vignette. I think it was fantastic. His promo skills were good, and they're only going to get better with confidence and with being on the main roster. This guy was the heart of 205. I think he will become the heart of SmackDown as well, too. A lot of people were upset because Samoa Joe jumped him and made him eat the corner post last week or the week before. But dude, I'm pretty sure they probably saw the way he takes the bump in the corner, and they're probably going to have him do that a lot.
Yep.
Because the way he flips around when he gets hit, he does it's pretty cool. And I thought it was neat. His little circle on his heart kept beating. They can kind of play with that, and then imagine he has a button that once he loses, it just But like the promo, this kid's great. He puts on fantastic matches. I'm all for this. I'm really, really happy he's gotten the chance. He's earned it, man. So Mustafa Ali, I'm digging it.
Weird fact. When he comes out, they, on the sidebar, they'll say his name and they give you 2 or 3 little facts about him. They keep saying that he's born, I forget where it is, but it's in the States. And I'm sitting there going is it them telling fans that this guy, Mustafa Ali, is American? Is that their attempt to be yeah, he's Mustafa Ali. Yeah, he looks like he might not be born in the United States, but we're putting it on the screen stating that he's born in. It doesn't say he's from or wrestling out of. It says born in, and I forget where it was. But
Bolingbrook, Illinois.
There you go.
He is.
Yeah, but it's just weird. Who would write that?
It's why? Yeah, they should announce it.
Announce
from
it.
Bolingbrook, Illinois.
Yeah. Anyways, weird. Just a weird observation. Before we get into our predictions, we got some final thoughts on a few things. Let's talk again about the Andrade versus Rey Mysterio 2 out of 3 falls. Another show stealer.
These guys are my match of the week yet again. Such a good match. The chemistry these guys have. Rey Mysterio still showing us he's got it. Innovative, still pulling out moves. He did that baseball slide to the outside and did a sunset flip, threw him into the barrier. That was amazing. Dude, he busted out the West Coast pop. I didn't think I was going to see this in forever. He does that, which at his age is really impressive. They go back and forth, trade pins, and unfortunately in the end, Samoa Joe costs them a loss. Kind of a little bit sour and salty to see that.
It was perfect.
Well, that's it. You want to get Samoa Joe the heat, right?
So much heat.
It did make sense, and I'm just wondering when he's gonna cut his hair because it's just getting longer and longer every week. Part of me's I want to see how far he can go with this, but another part of me's what's going on up there, man? I don't know. But yeah, Samoa Joe came out, ultimate heat. I like Andrade and Mysterio. Sorry, I have to get used to not saying the full thing. Cien Almas, I have to not say that.
I never used Andrade, so to use it now is the hardest part because,
yeah, exactly. That's why I got tied.
Yeah.
And I want to see what these guys do. I don't know if their feud is going to be finished. People are rumoring there's going to be a hair versus mask match. I know we don't like these whole drawn out matches. We got Elias, we got Corbin week after week after week after week after week. Right now, I could do this. I could do Andrade and Mysterio week after week. Imagine having a feud that goes months.
Dude.
I don't think it's a good idea, but if any two people could do it, these guys might be able to do it.
If it's not just a match, if there's a little bit more substance to it, I don't mind seeing Rey Mysterio, Andrade, Samoa Joe, and Mustafa Ali, all kind of the 4 of them just trading matches with one another. The 4 of them are all great. It's a weird fit. I would never think that Samoa Joe would work in there, but he does because he can whale these little guys around.
Yeah, and he's a hard worker too. I got mad respect for Samoa Joe. He comes out there. He's not a guy I'd like to run into in a dark alley. And then you got Randy Orton coming back and giving the RKO. Really well done. Perfect time to do it. I didn't see Orton coming out of anywhere, so it really was an RKO out of nowhere.
There you go.
For once, usually it can be he calls him up and he's like, get up, RKO out of nowhere. It's
Fuck you,
no,
Michael
dude.
Cole.
Is every RKO an RKO out of nowhere and every move a vintage move?
Orton.
But yeah. Now Orton's a face, I guess. I don't know. So there's that question mark. I think it's pretty much Orton just saying hey, I'm in the Rumble.
Yeah. There you go.
We'll see. Because that whole vignette with Mustafa Ali was around Samoa Joe. So I had to think that feud's going to continue, and Randy Orton doing what he did was just to say, hey, I'm Randy Orton and I'm entering the Royal Rumble. I don't think there's too much more than that. I'm wondering to see if Ali's going to get a win over Joe, though. I would think at some point he might, which is a huge win for him.
You got to think Mustafa Ali is going to eliminate Samoa Joe at the Royal Rumble and really cause Samoa to go over the edge.
Oh, snap. You got it. He'll probably even come back and like pull him out or something, you know? Or,
and just destroy him on that ring post.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Quick note about the Mixed Match Challenge, the storyline, or lack thereof. I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing. I thought it was really poor planning to have the winners of the mixed match be number 30. Number 30 is a special slot. So
it is.
It's just odd, but they've really done nothing with it. It hasn't gone anywhere. Quick mention of them on what they were on SmackDown. And that's
they were on SmackDown talking in the back, and he's, R-Truth's like
confused.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna fight Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles at WrestleMania. And Carmelo's like, well, what about Brock Lesnar? Fuck that shit, So I get it. It's cool. It's funny. I would think it'd be really funny though at the Royal Rumble though. They have the Women's Royal Rumble, and at number 30,
for sure he's coming out.
R-Truth comes out, and he's all like, yeah, I got to pin Carmella.
Yeah. For sure. He's 100% coming out. There's no doubt about that.
But for the amount of time they drew this mixed match challenge on, they changed partners, all kinds of stuff, and there just really wasn't a payoff, I found. They went on a trip. I think they could have done like around the world trip or something, and then put them in different locations, doing cool promos and dance breaks, even doing dance breaks with the WWE Universe in different areas of the world, showing the WWE Universe represents the world. Like they could have done some cheesy, hokey stuff, but instead it's like, we're going to go to WWE headquarters. And I think the stuff aired on like the website or
Main Event.
I don't know what it was. Yeah, exactly. Nobody knew it. Nobody saw it. It was really bad. And I think they could be pushing this a little bit more. People like the dance break. It was getting hot. And so was the his show, that his talk show he had too. So like it was getting good, and they kind of pulled away from it a bit. I get they don't have a lot of time on SmackDown. It's a 2-hour show, but I just felt like the payoff for this mixed match challenge just does nothing for me. And I don't care about any of you guys out there. I mean, I care about you a little bit, just a little bit, but ain't none of you thinking that Carmella or R-Truth are gonna win the Rumble, regardless of being number 1, number 2, or number 30. Ain't gonna happen.
They should have put them on like the Lex Express. You know what I mean? And done a tour of America. The Dance Express.
Wouldn't that be cool? They go like, they're like, oh, we won, yeah, and they're backstage in like a warehouse, and they pull this big like curtain off. It's on this big dusty old bus, and it's like the Lex Express.
Yeah. Spray painted dance break on top.
It's like Truth Mobile or some shit. Like I don't know, man. That could be cool.
We saw Aiden English on commentary on 205 this week. I didn't watch it. I know you did. How did he do? Because he's got a weird voice, man.
That is going to be my point. I think he did great. I think he nailed his shit. He knew what to say. He knew how to compliment wrestlers. He knew how to not call certain moves and be color commentary. He was good. A very good commentator. The only thing I will say is his Muppet voice.
He sounds like Kermit.
He sounds like a Muppet. He sounds like that Eagle Muppet. I forget it. I posted this out a long time ago. I forget the name of him. But yeah, he sounds like a Muppet when he's talking. So it's hard to get past that, I guess you could say. Sam Eagle. His name is Sam Eagle, yes. Check it out. Listen to him, or don't, because it's really not important. But he sounds like this Muppet. So when he's talking, it's a bit interesting to hear the voice. But regardless, I think it's a pretty good position for him to be in. And hell, man, they're doing something with him. That's what I care most about this guy, is because in English, man, I feel bad for him. He helped create and breathe life into Rusev Day. And it sucks that in the end, Rusev is it's awesome he's a U.S. champ, but it sucks that, Aiden is left in the dust after a really lackluster finish between the two of them.
No payoff. None. Zero.
Zip.
He has been tagging with Rusev at live events, though, for what it's worth. But live events don't mean shit these days.
I can't wait for the day we get Rusev Day back. Have the three of them roll together, man.
Always. You want to talk about this? We'll do it quickly before we get into predictions, and we'll tweet it out after the show. Kairi Sane versus Io Shirai. Did I say her name right?
You got it. First time you got it. Good enough. I would say close. About 90% there. But yes, so I've been trying to get into a little bit more Japan wrestling and watching some old stuff of Kairi Sane or Kairi Hojo and Io Shirai. That was her Kairi's name before coming to the WWE. And I had heard that these two have had some epic battles with each other. And I sat down on the weekend and watched Kairi Hojo, Kairi Sane versus Io Shirai at the 5-Star Grand Prix in 2016. Guys, check this out. People that are talking about Sasha Banks being the best in the world, people talking about Toni Storm being the best. Holy cow, watch this match. It is good. We will tweet it out later. J-Bomb doesn't have a lot of patience for watching shit I asked him to watch, but I hounded him for 2 weeks to watch it, and he finally did, and he was really impressed as well, too. Every minute, every move, everything in this match matters and makes sense and has a purpose. These women are warriors, and I've really been into, ever since I've been watching New Japan Pro Wrestling, I like matches with less commentators. And this match had nothing. And all it was is the two women in the ring, their battle cries, their screams, the crowd getting into it, and just the action of the ring told the story. I really like this match, guys. You will not be disappointed. It's just 20 minutes, man. That's all it takes from your life. Check it out. Kairi Sane versus Io Shirai, the 5-Star Grand Prix 2016. We will tweet it out. And man,
The funnest part of the match is the women on the outside, like, spraying them with that, like, it looks like hairspray. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to ask me about that. They take cold compress spray and they spray it on them in the middle of the ring. It's kind of like, you know, like boxers in between rounds, they put like the cold stuff on their faces and they, the little smelly stuff so they wake up. But it's like they run in the ring whenever a big move happens and just spray them and stuff to kind of like help the muscles. It's a bit kind of funny when you watch it, but you get used to it, and they're trying to be a little bit more like fighter authentic. But the match itself was brutal. They went to the stands up top and she spears Io. Even the finish with that anchor. Go check it out, guys. I watched this match twice. I watched it with my wife, who, she likes wrestling, but, she doesn't always want to sit down and watch a match. She was really engaged in this one, and now she was like, damn, this was a really good match. So go out and check it out. 5-Star Grand Prix 2016, yo.
Hell yeah. And let's get into predictions. Let's kick it off.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Des and J-Bob's Predictions.
All right, boys and girls. We got 9 matches on the card. We're going to rip through this. We're not going to give away all the details tonight because we want you to tune into our show on Sunday. Again, January 27th, 5:30 Eastern Standard Time on Full Press Radio. But let's get going, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Royal Rumble predictions. This is the event that J-Bomb and I are excited for each and every year. It smells fresh. It's the spring of wrestling. New things are aflutter, and we're headed on the road to WrestleMania. And tonight's edition is going to be extra exciting because we are taking on Boot to the Face. Woo!
Chris, Rucker, and Marty, you are dead. You are dead. All right, let's get things going.
All right. So we're going to kick it off with one of the pre-show matches. We know now that Buddy Murphy, Akira Tozawa, Hideo Itami, and Kalisto are going to be going on a fatal 4-way for the Cruiserweight title at the Royal Rumble. So I did my homework. Yep. I've been watching 205 Live here and there. Buddy Murphy's been pretty big. He puts on excellent matches. He's my favorite guy on 205 Live right now. He seems like he shouldn't be on 205 because he's super jacked and he's just the beast. But at the same time, I think he fits well and complements every person in that,
Division?
Yeah. Exactly. So for me, I watched this week. We saw Hideo Itami pick up a win in the match, the triple threat match that he had with Akira Tozawa and Kalisto. Now, this one's actually a little bit tough to call because when they brought in Hideo Itami, they were really high in this guy. They really pushed him. They really made us know we got this guy and he's going to be a star. But they haven't really done much for him. I know he's been a little bit unhappy. He's dealt with some injuries. And I don't know. Could this be the time they really want to, throw him a bone and be like, look, you come here, you haven't been too happy yet. Now is your time. So a little part of me is like, damn, they might give it to Hideo Itami on this one. But, how much is he committed to the WWE? Where's his heart at? And is this the right time to take the title away from Buddy Murphy? It wasn't too long ago that he won it, and he's been doing some pretty good stuff with it. So a lot of people might say Hideo Itami's going to win this. I'm really close to saying he very well might be, but I'm going to have to say that Buddy Murphy will retain his title amongst all the chaos. I think if Hideo does win the title, it might be a one-on-one match later on between Buddy and Hideo. I don't think this is going to be his night, so I'm going to go with Buddy Murphy.
I think it's safe to say Akira Tozawa has no chance. Kalisto has no chance. So that leaves Hideo Itami and Buddy Murphy. And because I don't watch 205 Live, Des, you're taking this one. We're going to go with Buddy Murphy.
There we go. Buddy. You're my buddy. You know that? You're my buddy.
You're my buddy.
2.
Rusev Day versus
Another pre-card
Shinsuke Nakamura for the U.S. Championship. Who do you got going on this one, Des?
Well, it's going to be Royal Rumble. It's going to be on a Sunday. But it's also going to be on Rusev Day. Because Rusev is going to take it to Shinsuke Nakamura. He's not going to lose the title. He just got it. It's
right.
on the pre-card.
Yep.
This is not going to happen. There's going to be no title change on the pre-card for the U.S. title, at least. So I think it's going to be Rusev winning over Shinsuke. Now, I don't know what this means for Shinsuke going forward. Will he be in the Rumble? Maybe. What's he going to do at Royal Rumble? I don't know. So I really don't know what's going on with Nakamura. I kind of feel bad for the guy. It seems like he just didn't work out for him, or it's not working out.
W.
Could be a great pickup. But yes, your man, Rusev, it's going to be Rusev Day, and he will be the U.S. champ.
Dun, dun, dun.
3.
We got The Bar versus The Miz and Shane O'Mac, and somehow it's for the SmackDown Live tag team titles. We talked about this earlier. The weakest build, the weakest match on the card for me. I can't believe it, but the Bar's gonna fucking lose to Miz and Shane McMahon, and it's such a shame. That's my pick. I don't know what you're thinking, Des, but I have a feeling.
Well, your feeling is dead right. Because The Miz and Shane, although the build's been shit, they have been building it for a long time, but it's unfortunate the Bar is going to be a casualty. The only plus side is it'll add a tag team reign for the Bar if they ever win the titles back again. But yeah, pretty crappy. We were saying earlier the Bar lost against Braun Strowman and Nicholas at last year's WrestleMania.
Boo.
Well, at the Royal Rumble, they're going to be losing against The Miz and Shane McMahon. A lot of people are saying, well, maybe they won't win. There's going to be miscommunication in the tag team match, and it'll lead to WrestleMania. Like, it's too early for that.
Too early.
We have Fastlane, we have Elimination Chamber ahead of us. We got to think of those pay-per-views, what's going to happen. I think dragging that out for 2 months, 3 months, it's just not going to make sense. So The Miz and Shane, they have yet to have a tag team match together. I'm very interested to see the gear they wear. If they have any matching gear, it could be fun, it could be cool. Maybe they're both going to be wearing pumps. I don't know. But yeah, The Miz and Shane, we saw them get their asses handed to them this week. That's the recipe, guys. They got owned this week. They're going to own on Sunday. So The Miz, Shane McMahon, SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and spoiler alert, it won't be awesome.
4.
All right, we got Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles for the WWE title.
Hey. It
Nope.
is the new Daniel Bryan and the real AJ Styles.
Sure. I think it's pretty safe to say Daniel Bryan's going to retain on this one. I don't see him giving up the title just yet. And I think AJ Styles is going to have a new program going into WrestleMania. So
Yeah, I think it's well deserved. I think a lot of us want that new fresh breath of air for AJ Styles. I like Daniel Bryan. I like AJ Styles. Don't like the storyline as much. I think these guys are going to put in a good match for Royal Rumble. I think we'll be, I guess we'll go home happy. But I think Daniel Bryan's going to walk away with the title on this one. He'll find a way to get the job done. And, he'll be going on and to, I guess, bigger and brighter and better things. Maybe John Cena, like you mentioned earlier. We don't know. But at least this thing might come to an end at long last. Or maybe, Daniel Bryan is so obsessed with, commercialism and consumerism and veganism and all that kind of jazz that, he drags us on even longer. Please do not drag this on longer.
So we're going with Daniel Bryan retaining the championship?
DB is going to retain.
Alrighty.
5.
Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor for the Universal title.
Now, you said something earlier. You're talking about how, who knows, Braun Strowman can come down and cost the match, and then Balor takes it. It leads to a bigger match between Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman on a grander stage, which could be exciting. So it had me thinking, maybe, but probably not.
Yeah.
So we know we're not getting the Demon Finn Balor unless he throws us a curveball. Please throw us a curveball. I would love to see the Demon versus the Beast. They really are missing a chance with this one. But come on, guys, be realistic here. The big picture is not Finn Balor going with the title to WrestleMania. I think it's fantastic. Don't look at this as a bury to Finn Balor. Don't be salty about this afterwards. This is a huge opportunity for Finn Balor. If he shows up, if they put in a good match, I'm pretty sure they're going to look and be like, damn, man, we got to get this guy in the main event. We got to put better programs on this guy's shoulders. The reason why he was thrown into this main event, the fans, they're listening to the fans. NXT UK, Finn Balor was put in the program. Fans loved it. They made a chant to McMahon asking if he was listening. A week later, bam, thrown in the main event. He loses, whatever, man. Andrade's been putting on the best matches in quite some time on SmackDown Live, and he's losing here and there. He's losing against Daniel Bryan. He's losing against AJ Styles. Who cares, man? This guy's fighting big-name players and looking good. I think if Finn Balor's going up against Brock Lesnar, who's only had a handful of challengers, he puts his name up there, and it's pretty good. So, win or lose, Finn Balor comes out of this a winner, but ultimately, Finn Balor, Davey, will not slay Goliath.
All right, so we're officially picking Brock Lesnar to retain.
6.
Sasha Banks versus Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's title. These two matches, the two women's matches left. Fuck, man, there's so many things. There's so many variables.
That's it.
My gut says Sasha Banks is going into a tag team program, so my pick is going to be Ronda.
So we can look at the two tag teams being parallel. The two matches being parallel. We just talked about Brock Lesnar and Finn Balor. Then we're looking at Sasha Banks and Ronda Rousey, which if they did things correctly, they could have built Ronda as a female Brock Lesnar. But I think Sasha Banks is going to go in this match. She's basically fodder, but solid fodder, incredible fodder. I haven't used that in a while, by the way.
I don't know. I wouldn't say incredible fodder. Sasha Banks is overrated.
She's her wrestling ability is overrated. Like, I want her to work a bit more stiff, I would say. But I think she has the tools to be a key be one of the top stars. And I just think she probably maybe just hasn't cracked that code yet. But she's solid, Sasha. I'm down with her to some extent. But her against Ronda, I think about who would I want her to face Ronda at the Royal Rumble. I don't want it to be Nia Jax. I don't want it to be Bayley. So Sasha Banks, that's a pretty good matchup for me for Royal Rumble. I'm excited to watch it. And I want to see the chemistry and what these two could do together. Sasha botches a lot. So does Ronda. So it's if she doesn't have the right, she's inexperienced. So it's going to be interesting to see this match and what happens. But yeah, come on, guys. Ronda's going to win this match. I'm hoping it'll be a good one. I'm hoping that Sasha will take Ronda to the limit. And, she keeps getting better with each match we see her on pay-per-view. You got to give her credit. And Ronda, she's going to win this match. And Sasha, it's not a bury to her either. But she might see it that way, just the way she is.
Fuck Sasha Banks.
Ronda, she comes in and, she should be privileged to wrestle with me. I should be privileged to wrestle with her. I wonder what everybody thinks, in the back. And, if she's like, oh, wow, I'm honored. I'm going to be the one to face Ronda at the Royal Rumble. Or if it's ugh, rolling my eyes, why are we treating her she should be honored? Or I should be honored, she should be honored,
Yeah. Yeah, she seems a little self-centered, so.
Well, it could be the character, too. I'm not really sure. One thing is for sure, though, folks. Sorry if you're a Sasha Banks fan. Ronda Rousey's going to pick up the win. She will make Sasha Banks tap out, or however she gets the job done. And you can bank on that, mofos.
Oh, damn. Damn, Daniel. Where are we at now? We're at
7.
All right. Asuka versus the man, Becky Lynch, for the SmackDown Women's title. Possibly the hardest match to call on the card. I mean, other than picking the Rumble winners, but I don't know, man. I hate to say it, but I got Asuka winning this one.
So I'm trying to think of recipes because WWE, they're trying to be new. So maybe they're going to brush away from those recipes, but I got to think. Asuka took the better hand of the beating this week. The build-up's been so-so. She hasn't even defended the title yet.
Yeah,
think about
weird.
that, guys.
Yeah.
Right? So she hasn't defended the title. To take it off of her would really weaken her, make her look pretty poor. You know, like, oh, well, she never even defended the title. She lost. You'd be putting her in the same category as Sasha Banks, basically, who wins the title and loses it immediately. So Sasha, I'm sorry, but, you know, I don't want to disrespect you. I'm just using you as a comparison. Asuka hasn't defended the title. You know, I feel like that moment where she climbed the ladder and got that title, the fans were really excited. It was finally her moment. Since then, it's been a bit flat. They haven't done too much with her. I think they could do more with her at WrestleMania, have more challenges for her. My dream would be Io Shirai, you know, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
But maybe they can kind of find some, you know, good matchup. Maybe she won't have the title at WrestleMania. But I feel like for the purpose of the storyline, whether they're going to 4 horsewomen, I still feel like Becky Lynch, WrestleMania, Ronda Rousey's going to be involved in that some way or the other. I have to think, one way or the other, Asuka's walking out as a SmackDown Women's Champion.
All right, so Asuka retains.
Hells yeah.
All right. Hey! We got the 30 Women Royal Rumble. Another tough one to call. Super tough. We narrowed it down to what? We got Charlotte on there. We got Becky Lynch as a possibility. We even got Ronda Rousey as a possibility. Is there
I think
anybody...
Alexa Bliss just announced that she's going to be throwing her way into there. Bayley as well, too. Ember Moon. You know, she almost won the Battle Royal not too long ago when she lost to Nia Jax. So there's some interesting ways they can go. But, yeah, they have seemingly pushed Charlotte Flair in the forefront of everything.
So what does that mean, though? What are we going to pick? We got to make this one smart. We got to stick it to Rucker.
So, J-Bomb, I have a feeling
I got a feeling
that after Becky loses her match to Asuka, she will be in this Women's Royal Rumble. And a small part of me feels that both Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair's feet will hit the floor at the same time. What better way to put them in the main event
That's cheap, though.
at WrestleMania?
Shit. I could see it. I don't hope for it.
I don't think that's going to be it, though. So I'm telling you, I could see them wanting to go on that angle. I don't think there's enough of a chance that it will happen. Solely on the fact with issues they've had with this in the past, where people's feet are supposed to hit at the same time, and they don't.
Yeah.
And one person hits before the other person. So I have to think that maybe it'll be like touch, and like, oh, we went at the same time, or no, you didn't, and then someone has to claw and fight their way there. But remember, Becky Lynch, she's a woman that's all about the chase and fighting and being the underdog. While, let's say they do go out at the same time and their feet don't touch at the same time, well, Becky's going to have to go on. If she goes to the Royal Rumble, somehow gets eliminated, she's going to have to fight her way and find her way against Ronda Rousey and still play the character of like, look, you know, I have to fight my way and get there. So ultimately, just the way they're pushing this and having her in this match, unless they're ultimately going to push the 4 horsewomen and have the 4 horsewomen involved in this match and they team up to take out Charlotte just to push the storyline, I have to think it's going to be Charlotte Flair.
The beauty of the possibility of them both winning is that we could pick either or, right? Technically. If they both go out, I mean, if you pick Charlotte or you pick Becky, you got the point.
Hey, man, if they both go out at the same time, we should get half a point just because of that prediction. That's pretty bold. You know?
An extra half point?
Yeah, but I digress. I will go with Charlotte Flair.
All right, I'm going to go with you as well. I'm going to go with Charlotte Flair just because the unpredictability of what's going to happen between Asuka and Becky.
I hope not, being honest with you. I actually hope that we lose on this one because I don't want Charlotte to go on to WrestleMania and have another Charlotte Flair, you know, front, center, you know. I don't know. I think
The only reason why I
Becky's
could see
here.
I could see it being Charlotte because I could see Charlotte versus Asuka and then Becky versus
But then do we get Charlotte versus Asuka and Charlotte winning again? Because Asuka's going to lose. I think she'll lose at WrestleMania if they win again. So it's kind of like, do we want to see the same thing again? I ultimately think it's going to be Charlotte being like, Ronda, I'm taking you on again. And then Becky finding a way over the next few months and getting her ass in that match.
I don't know. It's a tough one. But are we going to go with Charlotte officially?
Charlotte.
Woo! 9! All right. That leaves us with one match left. It's the 30-man over-the-top Royal Rumble match. Shitload of possibilities here. But at the end of the day, I got to look at the Iron Man of the WWE. I got to look at what I want to see at WrestleMania. And that's Seth Rollins winning this. But somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm thinking that it's Drew McIntyre.
I thought Titus O'Neil, to be honest with you. The way they cut him off this week in the backstage promo, like, come on, there's got to be something there. No.
You never know.
I'm joking, guys. It will not be, Titus Worldwide's night, unless he slips or something and knocks everybody out and just, it happens. I don't know. But no, that's it. So the two big guns we have is Drew McIntyre, who, honestly, if I'm wrong, because he's not who I'm going to pick, but if I'm wrong, I'm cool with it because I would love to see Drew McIntyre win it. He's had an awesome year. They're super high on him, and I think he's earned it. I think he's been in some great programs. I think he's really shown that he's left to rebuild himself, and he's come back. And every time he talks on the mic, I believe him. I believe he thinks he works the hardest. And I believe that he thinks he's the best. Drew McIntyre, he is a beast. Week after week, I say how great he is. So he would be my second favorite to win the Royal Rumble. And I hope he does. However, the man who I think is going to win the Royal Rumble, well, it's not going to be too unpredictable. He is the man who's been the man. He is the man who has made the Intercontinental Championship elevate to heights that it had not been in so long. He is the man who puts on great matches week after week after week. He is the man. He is Seth frickin' Rollins.
So is our official pick going to be Seth?
No, it's Baron Corbin.
We haven't even put into... John Cena's still pretty high a possibility.
Yeah, I know. We don't know if he's injured or not. The fact that they're playing on that, they're wincing, I don't know. Look, dude, they could throw The Rock in it, and The Rock comes out, that's it. Over. He's going to win the Royal Rumble. Rock's not going to be thrown out by anybody. Unless, man, watch Roman Reigns come back. That'd be...
Rock versus Brock at WrestleMania, maybe?
Dude, they're on the Roman Reigns. No, there's actually been rumors that he will show up at Royal Rumble. He won't probably be in the match, but he might be there in some regard. But I mean, I don't know. Apparently, he's doing well. He's vacationing in Hawaii. He's doing his treatment, so maybe he'll be back for WrestleMania. Obviously, we don't urge him to rush back too quickly. I hope he's doing okay. But you never know with the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. Things are unpredictable. But I gotta say, my boy and. Dude, I loved it, man. The guy works really hard. He's a great guy. Seth Rollins, man. Let's do it.
All right. So the official selection of Talkamania for the men's Royal Rumble is Seth Rollins. And with that wraps up another episode of Talkamania. Thanks for sticking with us, guys. Be sure to check us out on Twitter @_Talkamania, Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, TheChairShot.com, FullPressCoverage.com, TheDailySmart.com, BlogTalkRadio.com, and recently BodySlam.net. And don't forget to check us out this Sunday, January 27th, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Full Press Radio for our Royal Rumble pre-show. For J-Bomb, I'm out. Dez, say bye.
Happy Rusev Day, Talkamaniacs! Ooh, dig it, brother!